Today I'm decluttering our master closet, and I thought I would show you kind of my process of how I declutter and reorganize and get my closet back to baseline. We're in a new year, and I always love to use the beginning of the year and mid-year for an opportunity to kind of reset my spaces and get everything back to baseline so that my life can function a little smoother day to day. So first of all, I'm just going to give you a quick little overview of the current state of my closet, and then I'm going to show you kind of the plan I implement so that way this project goes smoothly, it's not too time consuming, and I don't get overwhelmed mid-project and feel like I have a bigger mess than when I started. Alright, this is the current state of my closet right now. It's still, for the most part, pretty organized. It's just feeling really cluttered and a little chaotic, especially with the new year and the holidays. I've just noticed a lot of things have ended up in our closet that don't necessarily belong in here. Just an excess of clothes and accessories. I thought with the new year, it'd be a perfect opportunity to just kind of reset my space, kind of implement some new systems to help keep my closet organized. The first thing I do in any decluttering or organization project is I always get a trash can, a basket for things that don't belong in the space, and then a donations. With these piles, I'm just keeping them in the space that I'm working on. It keeps me from moving around the house to different areas and in turn getting distracted. So if you're someone that gets really easily distracted when you're working on projects like this, try to keep everything near you instead of leaving the room to go put something away. Just create a basket or a bag of things that need to leave that space. And then when you're done with the project, you can address that basket or bin and then take care of those things after the project. And this is the first phase of me just quickly going around the room clockwise and getting rid of anything that was an obvious garbage or did not belong in the closet. All right, the next phase of decluttering for me is continuing to move around the room clockwise and just quickly getting rid of the obvious things that I don't use, that I don't need, that I can get rid of, donate, sell, whatever. But I'm just really quickly moving through each space and decluttering the obvious things that can leave my home. If you have a space in your home that is super chaotic and you're just really stressed and don't know where to start, I highly recommend moving around your room clockwise and also in waves. So the first step, always getting any of the obvious trash or things that don't belong in the space. And then the next phase being getting rid of things that you no longer need. But continuing to move through your space in a clockwise manner keeps you on track and you're less likely to be distracted and overwhelmed. During this phase of the decluttering process, I always have to remind myself to just focus on the declutter and organize later. It's really hard for me to see this mess and not want to start hanging things up or folding things. But in order for this project to move efficiently and not get burnt out, I need to just focus on each phase individually and then worry about reorganizing after things are decluttered. When I'm decluttering my clothes, I am not asking myself if I love this item or if it brings me joy, things like that. I'm literally just going through every piece as fast as I can and asking myself, if I had the chance, would I wear this tomorrow? And would I buy this piece again? So here you can see how I implement the hanger system where some of my hangers are backwards. I'm not really decluttering all the ones that are still left the other way because it's been winter here in Minnesota, so I'm not really reaching for as much of my short sleeves and tank tops, things like that. And this is everything leaving the closet. I have some garbage, things that don't belong in this room, and then look at this pile of things that I'm decluttering for donation or selling. Unbelievable. Once I had everything bagged up that I'm donating, it was over 3 trash bags full. Now that my closet is completely decluttered of things that I no longer want and that don't belong in here, the next phase is going through, again, moving around the room clockwise and just putting everything back where it belongs. To free up some closet clutter, try storing your seasonal items kind of up higher in a basket or a bin. It helps kind of free up some space in your closet when you're not using those items. All right, everything is finally put back in order, and here is a little overview of the state of my closet currently. It feels so much lighter and more organized and less chaotic for sure. I'm currently storing my sewing machine and sewing box here, but I did end up freeing up a shelf where I store my shoes. So I'm gonna move that over there, and then that's gonna free up the other side of my closet where I can put a basket so I can have kind of a catch-all for either donations or clothes I want to wear again or that need repair, things like that. I think this is going to help minimize those random hot spot piles. A hack I've been doing in my closet for years is the hanger method, where you hang all of your clothes backwards, and then as you use them, you hang them back up the right way. It really helps kind of keep inventory of your closet, and at a glance, you're able to quickly see what you're wearing and what you're not wearing. I think this almost encourages me to wear more of my wardrobe because I have that guilt associated with it if I'm not wearing those things. So I tend to do a rotation of my clothes as well, kind of encouraging me to wear the items that I normally wouldn't. All right, over 2 hours later, I am finally done with the master closet declutter. I cannot believe how much stuff I was able to declutter. I have a really good rule of one in, one out in my home, especially when it comes to clothing, accessories, things like that. And I was still able to declutter 3 huge trash bags of clothes, plus an additional basket that is returns and things that needed to leave my closet. This space feels so much lighter, so much more manageable. And I was able to kind of assess some organization systems that I was using and create clutter catchers where I tend to be naturally messy. That way going forward, I can just kind of keep up on the mess a little bit more manageably. And overall, I'm really happy with how things turned out. I hope you found some inspiration, tips and tricks for space in your home. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.